Hey guys, how are you? What's going on? Whew, okay, what's going on, everybody? Happy Monday. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Okay. Hmm. Uh, okay. Hey everybody. Okay. Okay, let me say hi. Let me say hi. One, two, three. First. Gang stars, the Pasta Rossi, Baba Lady, and Unicorn Gem. What's going on? Happy Monday, you guys. Hey, Bougie Gang. Hey, everybody. What's goings on? Okay, I have some news. Okay. I was checking my email and I'm like, ooh, a press release. Okay. Girl, somebody is in trouble. Ooh, baby. I know you guys want to know. I know you want to know who is violating the judge's order to not bother witnesses. I know you guys want to know. It's not who you think, because I know who you guys are going to guess first. Y'all, I had a little bit of shrimp fried rice and some kung pao shrimp. And, it was good. It was good, but I had to stop myself because too much rice is not a good thing for me. Um, hi. Hey, boo. Hey, everybody. Okay. All right. Let me pull up my let me just do this. Hold on. It's gonna give you a big clue. Okay. Girl, sis in trouble. Sis was not paying attention, and they are not playing with her in Pontiac, Michigan. Let me just tell you. Sis has 3 child abuse charges, right? Sis got 3 welfare charges, right? Where's my mail? Oh, yeah. Okay. Just a second. I'm trying to pull up my mail. Well, I'll have to read it out of my phone if I can't pull it up. It's like, y'all. Okay, here we go. Outlook. Come on, Outlook. Yes. Did you guys just hear this? So you guys were also telling me about somebody. Oh, okay. All right, let me pull this up real quick because I can't pull up my email. I'll post it for you guys. Oh, you know what? Maybe I can just share my screen. All right, hold on a second. Let me make a screenshot of this and I will post it to my page. And then, I guess I better take a picture of that without that. Okay. Okay. Because I can't open up my Outlook for some reason. Okay. Just a second. Let me post this to my page and then it'll be there. And then we can read along together. Okay. We're gonna get to Nesto. I'm just gonna do these topics real quick and then we'll shut this one and then we'll get to Nesto because I know you guys want to finish that up. Okay. I'm posting it now so we can read along. 1, 2. Okay. And then okay. Y'all say hi to each other and drop your lunches. Drop your lunch. Drop your lunch in the chat. Okay. Sis is in trouble. And this is why. Okay. I hate I couldn't just show you on the screen, but shit happens when you're live. Okay. Okay, should be on here now. I'm over here on my Posts. Okay, here we go. Y'all, it's good to be creative, right? Okay. Let me move this comment. Ma'am got in trouble. Okay, hold on. Here we go. All right. This is from Karen McDonald's office. This is a press release from this morning. Can I click on this? All right, you'll have to click on it, but I'm going to read it to you. Okay. So this was released this morning. Oakland County prosecutor asked court to revoke Kelli Bryant's communication privileges. Pontiac, Michigan. Oakland County prosecutor Karen D. McDonald filed a motion Friday in the 50th District Court to revoke Kelli Bryant's communication privileges for violating the court order directing her to have no contact with her children or caregiver. Jail records show that Bryant called the children's caregiver 10 times. Y'all, why is she calling? Jail records show you hadn't been to see the kids in 3 to 5 years, baby. What do you want now? What do you want? Jail records show that Bryant called the children's caregiver 10 times between March 8th and March 12th, 2025, to discuss her children and her criminal case. Bryant also had other inmates call the children's caregiver on her behalf. You'll have to click into it, boo. There's some technical issues going on right now, but I posted it so y'all can see. If you want to read along, go ahead and click into my post, okay, boo? Bryant is held to Oakland County Jail. Bryant is held in Oakland County Jail on $50,000 cash bond. She was charged with 3 counts of first-degree child abuse and 3 counts of welfare fraud after the 3 children were discovered living alone in a refuse-filled Pontiac townhome for several years. Kelli has clearly and repeatedly violated the judge's order not to contact the victims and their caregiver, said Oakland County prosecutor Karen McDonald. That order is in place for an important reason: to protect the victims. The decision to ask that an inmate's communication be restricted isn't made lightly, but Bryant was repeatedly disobeying court orders and by doing so further endangered the victims. If granted, the motion would prohibit Bryant from using the telephone, tablet, and video communication devices while in jail. Baby. Someone said, "You big dummy." Okay. I did see. Hold, let me see if I can find this real quick because I know I saved it, but it was like it was like a girl. I don't know what Instagram that was. It was hold on, let me find it real quick, y'all. Bear with me. Yes, right here. Okay, hold on. Check this. Let's go over here. If you are forgetting what the situation was over there, just take a gander at this. If you forgot for a second what was going on over at Kelli's townhouse where she had 3 kids living alone. We saw the cleanup. Remember, we saw the girl from the cleaning service over there, baby. This is the raw and uncut mess.
That's sad, man, honestly.
Did you see all that trash? Look at all this trash. You know what kind of mice and rats and varmints they were dealing with? Kids didn't know what to do, girl. And then look, they had a nerve to have some washing powders over there on top of the laundry machine. Okay. This is from Metro Detroit News. Viewer discretion advised. New video that surfaced on social media shows the vile conditions three children were living in for years at the Oakland County home. A Pontiac mother, 34, Kelli Bryant, is accused of abandoning her three children and has been charged with these three counts. And we've been covering this for a while, so this is not the first report. If you're just now coming in, scroll back. Sis has been out of order at the jail. She's got a $50,000 bond. She was ordered to leave those churn alone, leave the caregiver, do what you've been doing. Basically, it's on some do what you've been doing. Now, all of a sudden, you want to call, okay? A Pontiac mother, 34, Kelli Bryant, is accused of abandoning her three children and has been charged. This is for the new folk, okay? Or if you were like, oh, yeah, that's what this was, okay? Oakland County Prosecutor Kelly McDonald announced today. Okay. This was 3 weeks ago. Okay. Kelli allegedly left her three children, 15-year-old boy, two girls, 12 and 13, alone in a home in Pontiac, Michigan since 2020, surviving only on occasional food drop offs from their mother, police said. Authorities discovered the children after the landlord called police for a welfare check on Friday, reporting that the rent had not been paid. Sonia. Okay. The landlord called the police for a welfare check on Friday, reporting that the rent had not been paid since October and that he had not heard from Bryant since December. The two girls were locked in a bathroom but opened the door when deputies arrived. The 15-year-old boy told authorities they had been living there alone since 2020 or 2021, surviving on prepared meals that Bryant or sometimes a stranger left on the porch. Bryant allegedly concealed her children from family and friends, and the investigation is still ongoing. More details. This is what I want to say too. Back to the calls, back to this. So it's jail records. Jail records show that Bryant called the children's caregiver 10 times between March 8th and March 12th, 2025, which means maybe a call. It wasn't, I don't know. You know what I mean? We don't know. Was it a call and a hang up? Was it a call and we can't talk, hung up in 20 seconds? Was it a conversation? Okay. But according to the press release, it states jail records show that Bryant called the children's caregiver 10 times between March 8th and March 12th, 2025 to discuss her children and her criminal case. So they must have obviously listened to the calls. Okay. Hello. They had to be listening for them to say she called to discuss the children and her criminal case. There must have been a conversation. So they probably need to remind the victim caregiver that, you know what I'm saying? Like you need to, just as there's it's reciprocal, right? So Bryant also had other inmates calling the children's caregiver. So they probably have the phone number and they search the phone number. So when they're not picking up on one collect call, maybe they're picking up on if someone has money on their account and they let them make a phone call. Okay. Because we don't know if Kelli has money on her commissary or not to make calls. Okay. You said shameful. Is that $50,000 cash? Yeah, she has to make a cash bond. Those babies, and there's no bond or surety or anything like that. It's just 50K dropped to the sheriff. That's it. Or property, I think, to exceed 3 times the amount, something like that. You have to have equity 3 times the amount. Ain't nobody doing that for her. They probably told the caregiver to answer so they could press additional charges. Well, we're not going down conspiracy alley. Um, I don't know. I think just calling is enough. I mean, why do they need to have a conversation? Isn't just calling enough? If they say no contact, dialing the number to make a call, I feel like that's enough, right? 10 times, whether they answer or not. And it's possible the caregiver may have said, she's calling. She's calling. Okay. Um, y'all, a mess, right? Kelly, this is the time for you, Miss Kelly, to sit and reflect on your horrible momming that you have done over the years, as if Kelly can hear me. But Kelly, this is your time now, sis. You need to be reflecting on all of what you've done over the years to put yourself in this situation. Now is not the time to be calling and checking on your kids, boo. That time has passed. Um, all that time in between being found out and you sitting in the Oakland County Jail is when you had the opportunities to call and check and do something. Now it's too late. Um, okay. Okay. Um, it, go ahead and answer and then talk about the case. Talk about the case. Let her just listen for a minute and see what she talks about. Okay. Girl. Okay. Let's pivot. So, well, let me see. Okay. Hold up. So we saw this. Okay. Let's go over here real quick. Hold up. Let's go here. Okay, Kelly. Okay, Kelly, we're gonna see you later. Okay. All right. One of you, well, no, this is something different. Okay, so this guy here, I'm sure you guys have seen this. Is this
A judge granted Daniel.
Okay, hold on a second. So this guy, have you guys seen the guy who was walking around slashing the tents at the homeless encampment? Let me play this for you, girl. This is a whole mess. I just want to play these. Girl, you got to.
Barnett a bond, but the suspect may not be going anywhere soon. Fox 5's Angelique Proctor.
His name is Daniel Barnett. Okay.
Joins us now from the Fulton County Jail to explain.
So the accused homeless encampment tent slasher was granted a $60,000 bond today. Attorney for the suspect, Daniel Barnett, claimed that he was not willingly damaging. Girl, wait till you see who his lawyer is. I'm going to test you guys on your Atlanta lawyer game, and you guys tell me who this guy is. And I'm talking about the lawyer. Attorney for the suspect, Daniel Barnett, claimed that he was not willfully damaging tents, but was following orders to clear the property. Barnett has been ordered to stay away from the victims and the area. Barnett is also currently involved in a stalking case. Okay, check out who his lawyer is, and you guys tell me if you know who this guy is.
Angelique.
Good afternoon to you, Tom. That is correct. Daniel Barnett did get a bond on these misdemeanor charges associated with slashing the tents of the homeless people, but prosecutors have put in a motion to revoke his bond on an unrelated stalking case. And because of that, he likely will not be leaving the Fulton County Jail. Let's go to the courtroom.
Wait, did you see who the lawyer was?
Two private attorneys joined the first appearance hearing for Barnett late this afternoon. Attorney Jonathan Melnick told a judge his
You know who Jonathan Melnick is?
client did not willfully engage in
Why does Daniel Barnett remind me of Benzino?
tent destruction of the unhoused, but he was working for a construction company and carrying out their orders to clear that property. Now, Attorney Melnick also said some of the unhoused had complained about some of the people Barnett was trying to move out of the area.
Mr. Barnett was hired as security for the construction company. Mr. Barnett was.
Do we know who that lawyer is, guys? Why do you sell? Everything is not back to Nesto. That's Woody's lawyer. That's the look at the judge trying not to laugh. That's Woody's lawyer. That's the lawyer that had to go on vacation, and then Kayla Bumpus Jackson came through, and then girl, the rest is history. Okay, do we not? And Sir was actually had to sit on the bench for 6 months because he didn't do something, and girl client list back. Okay, I was like, oh, you back already? You got your license reinstated? Okay, sir.
Not willfully engaged in what he perceived to be the destruction of property with criminal intent. He was doing what other people had asked him to do.
Now, the judge ultimately granted a $60,000 bond and ordered Barnett to stay away from the victims and the Sweet Auburn area. But prosecutors again have filed that motion to have Barnett's bond revoked in that stalking case involving former girlfriend LaTanya Beverly that we told you about last night. Now, a judge will have to rule on that motion.
Let me tell you something. I went in the system. Okay, not only this man has and this lady have so many lawsuits against each other. It was more than one, and it was maybe less than 5. I'm like, y'all, why y'all taking each other to court so much? I don't know what's going on. A couple of lawsuits, they got the stalking case. It's a mess. But let's go over here so you can get a better idea. And it was someone at the light skin at this girl. It was someone at the encampment calling him light skin. Hey, light skin, the police are coming. Hold on a second. Girl, this is a whole mess.
Out of the street, I'm out your hair. It's a done deal. Simple.
You work for the city of Atlanta?
No, I don't work for the city of Atlanta.
He don't work for the city of Atlanta. He's a citizen. He's just like us, but he's inside the house. We outside, so he's doing this like just personally doing it.
I gave y'all gang opportunities. Provided y'all resources.
Look at Candy like the post.
Get out the middle of the street. Homes, if you want to keep your tents. Take a picture of this tag.
Peace and blessings. Just want to respond because I'm getting.
Why does he look like he's getting ready to go paint a picture? Why does he look like he's part of the Ninja Turtle team?
A ton of death threats. So let me just go ahead and respond to some of these folks that are interested in what was going on with the encampment. Okay. First and foremost, our organization is safe. It's Sweet Auburn Frontline Enforcement. We provide public safety, beautification, and nonprofit auditing and accountability for the projects that they get funded for. SAFE has been retained in order to clean up this area. The city of Atlanta had tried to remove the encampment previously. They killed somebody, and it's been no action ever since. In addition to that, this encampment has been there for 3 years. But let's get into how this whole situation on March 6th came about.
Does he think he's one of like the guardian angels or something? Girl.
I was driving by. We saw a fire. The rest.
Girl, Michelangelo Barnett. Picasso, Michelangelo Barnett.
So this stuff is detailed in my response, which is on the website. But long story short was that we put out a fire. Along the process, the tent walls and abandoned property that's left in the middle of this public street has been deemed as debris.
Orange Panther.
No one's in these tents, y'all. I understand what y'all are saying, but no one's in these tents. And I'm back there almost like every other day. And I have videos and receipts. All this is on the website. The tent walls were removed so that when the city comes through and removes the
Sweet Auburn. Okay,
if there's someone laying down in there, the people can see it. That's it. You guys are being tricked. And it's unfortunate. But I'm going to tell you why you guys are being tricked. Because the nonprofits in the area get millions of dollars for this encampment being there. And I like to refer to it as pimping the poor, specifically pimping the black poor. Because in other areas like Midtown and Buckhead, this type of activity doesn't exist. So this is what they do. Like, for an example, Cornelius Taylor in the moratorium in the past. Did you know that Hope Atlanta got $1 million for that? No, you didn't. You didn't hear about it. That's what the rah-rah is about. These guys are making millions of dollars by keeping the encampments in black areas. So we're actually doing the work to clean it up, which is a threat to how these guys get money. For an example, I'll spare it. It's all on the website with video.
Wait, hold on a second, y'all. Girl, look at this. Girl, he thinks he's Curtis Sliwa. Okay. Girl, it's Curtis Sliwa, okay? Okay. You guys see this? Baby. Okay. Hold on. Let's go back and hear the rest of his little Easter speech, okay? Because then we're going to go see him in court.
In receipts. So I definitely appreciate
Not
all the folks
receipts.
that want to decide they want to hit
Girl,
me up with
Ice
death
T's
threats,
brother,
everyone
Cool
who's showing all
T.
this outrage.
That's
do me a
Cool
favor.
T.
After the press release, go come and help us clean up the area. If you feel so passionate about it, come do something about it. We're out here doing the work. I'm asking you for your help. Okay. You can go to joinsafe.org and you can hit clean and you can go to the volunteer form and you can become a volunteer.
Girl,
and you'll see what we're doing.
Girl,
if you watch the videos, I'm the one who's providing them the help. So for everyone who's saying all this negative stuff about the work that's being done, we're Black people cleaning up a Black neighborhood that Martin Luther King used to walk the streets in. We're doing our own work. And what it is that the poverty pimps are trying their best to get you to think I'm the bad guy because I'm about to expose them in the next 2 weeks.
Okay.
His peoples ain't no tent, bro. His peoples ain't no tent while you doing that. His peoples ain't no tent. Just how you did.
Okay, is this it? Girl, they said Da Vinci, the man accused of slashing homeless people's tents, was arrested this morning in Fulton County Court while attending a hearing for an unrelated case. Girl, they arrested him while he was over there on his stalking case. Okay, hold on a second. Is this the one that I looked at before? Okay. Girl, do you see this? How embarrassing. Oh, this crazy. Oh. Okay, hold on. Let me shift real quick. Hold on. One of the ladies said, wait, I'm gonna let her tell you. Hold on. Is this it?
Been down here saying Cornelia was ain't no tent, bro. The police on the white line skin. You been down here saying Cornelia was out here.
Police on the white line skin.
Ain't no tent, bro. The police on the white line skin. You been down here saying Cornelia was out here. How you gonna do them people tent like that though, bro?
Time to go.
How can you destroy these people? Don't have anything. How can you just give them a chance to pack their tent and leave? Over here just destroying property.
Just don't stab nobody.
Some of these people have. Isn't that awful? He ought to really be ashamed of himself for doing that. That's awful. I can understand wanting to get the people off the street, but that's not your place. It's property.
I'm doing y'all a favor.
The police on the white line skin. You been down here saying Cornelia was out here. How you gonna do them people tent like that though, bro?
Here. Okay, here we go. Let's see what happened. His ass got arrested. Okay.
They're cut now. All right. Ms. Anderson? Yes. I apologize for the delay. Okay. Ms. Grace, mute the panel. Felicia Anderson. You can go into Mr. Melnick, I'll address you shortly. Right.
In other words, be quiet.
Miss Anderson, can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
Blondie Harris's bond is going to be set at $2,000. It's going to be a signature bond through pretrial level 1. She will need to be released to the care of Felicia Anderson, who will pick her up from the jail and return her to a group home. She will visit pretrial services once a month with company of Felicia.
Right. He's lucky he did not slash somebody who could have been too close to the tent wall and ended up getting injured and got like a nasty gash, because that wouldn't have been cute at all and very painful. Okay.
Lisa Anderson. She's not allowed to come down to pretrial alone. She will also need to report to a healthcare provider within 48 hours of being released and be compliant with all treatment and medication. At all times, she will diligently be compliant with the treatment and medication. And if she gets arrested again, or if she fails to report to court when summoned, she will, her signature bond of $2,000 will be surrendered and changed to either a cash bond or a surety bond. She's not allowed to travel on her own until she is compliant and stable with her treatment and medication. No illegal drugs, no alcohol, no weapons and firearms. Thank you.
Judge,
Yes?
am I able to speak?
No, that's it. Thank you. Very good. Please confer with Mr. McLean, the defense counsel, and with Miss, was it Miss Cecilia? Yeah, Johnson, if you all want to go over the details. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Moving on, Daniel Barnett is case number 25 CR 1288G, accused of criminal trespass causing damage to property. And this is 2 counts of that particular charge plus reckless conduct from March 6, 2025. Mr. Barnett has been advised of his right to remain silent, and his attorney is Mr. Jonathan Melman. Any priors, Mr. Howard?
13. Got an open case in Judge Carnicel, 22 SC 184
priors.
542. Stalking, 4 counts of ag stalking. And they placed a judicial hold. 2022 stalking that was dismissed out of Cobb County. 2013 obstruction conviction.
All right. Who's prosecuting? Ms. Mokeke?
That would be me, Your Honor. This is an incident stemming from March 6th at Old Wheat Street in Atlanta. Officers responded to the location on the 7th after receiving a 911 call about a dispute between a group of homeless individuals living on Old Wheat Street and an alleged security personnel who was working for a construction site in the area. Officers arrived at the location and they met with the superintendent of Sovereign Cooper Construction, who told them that they are in the process of building an apartment in the location. And so they hired a third-party security company, Divine Authority Agency, to secure the construction site after hours. Officers then made contact with multiple homeless victims who all reported that a security guard by
Y'all, wait a second. I found a better situation. Hold on. Just a minute. Okay, let's do it like
No alcohol, no weapons. And any priors, Mr. Howard?
13. Got an open case in Judge Carnicel, 22 SC 184 542.
Oops, my bad.
Stalking, 4 counts of ag stalking. And they placed a judicial hold. 2022 stalking that was dismissed out of Cobb County. 2013 obstruction conviction.
All right. Who's prosecuting? Ms. Mokeke?
That would be me, Your Honor. This is an incident stemming from March 6th at Old Wheat Street in Atlanta. Officers responded to the location on the 7th after receiving a 911 call about a dispute between a group of homeless individuals living on Old Wheat Street and an alleged security personnel who was working for a construction site in the area. Officers arrived at the location and they met with the superintendent of Sovereign Cooper Construction, who told them that they are in the process of building an apartment in the location. And so they hired a third-party security company, Divine Authority Agency, to secure the construction site after hours. Officers then made contact with multiple homeless victims who all reported that a security guard by the name of Da Vinci, later identified as the defendant, had routinely been harassing them threatening them and intentionally damaging their belongings for the past 2 weeks. A victim by the name of Shanika Dansby showed officers 3 separate videos of the most recent incident from the 6th. In one of them, you can clearly see the defendant yelling and using a blade to cut through multiple tents occupied by the individuals who were there. In another video, you can see the defendant with what appears to be a long gun on his side. It should be noted that the victim stated that he didn't point the gun at anyone at that time. He just had it on his person. A victim by the name of Letitia Morris expressed that she was afraid because she was afraid that the blade would cut her or someone else because she was actually inside of the tent while the defendant was using that blade to cut into those tents. Victims Roy McLeod and Anthony Atwater reported that 2 weeks prior, an unknown person had shot multiple rounds towards the area where the tents were located, with some of those rounds actually putting holes in the sides of the tent. The shots did come from the direction of the construction site, and the parties believe that it was the defendant who shot the gun because he had repeatedly yelled at them that he had a gun and he wasn't afraid to use it. In one of the videos showed to officers, you can hear the defendant saying a similar phrase that, he has a gun and he's not afraid to use that weapon. The victim stated that they didn't call 911 at the time because they were, of course, afraid, and they also didn't think the police would be able to do anything to help. A woman by the name of Angela Pitts donated 8 of those tents to the individuals for community use, for anyone in that community to use those tents, and she states that all 8 of those tents were in fact damaged. 3 of the victims were able to identify the defendant in a lineup. The state's recommendation for Mr. Barnett is going to be based on the incredibly concerning facts of this case, as well as the defendant's history, which, as you heard, does include that open aggravated stalking for stalking his ex-girlfriend for several months. So given his history, we can see this.
Why am I not surprised?
He's exhibited this type of concerning and threatening behavior to an individual. There are, of course, concerns for the safety and well-being of the general public. Thankfully, in this incident, no one was hurt, but that could easily have not been the case. I will also note that he was out on bond for that ag stalking, and there has been a motion to revoke that bond that has been filed by the DA's office. Our office spoke with Ms. Pitts, the woman who had provided those tents for the individuals, and she stated that the defendant destroyed all of them, as she stated in the report, and that some people have fortunately pitched in to help, and that those tents have thankfully been replaced. The state's recommendation is a $100,000 surety bond, given the severity of what happened here. No further contact with any of the victims involved. There are multiple victims. I will send all those names to Ms. Bridgewater. Stay away from that incident location. Surrender all firearms that are in his possession. No drugs, weapons, or alcohol. The BHET might be appropriate for this defendant, but I will leave that to his defense counsel. And I can list out those names right now if you want, Your Honor.
You may.
The victims that he is to have no contact with are Shanika Dansby, Eric Scott, Letitia
Shanika Dansby, Eric Scott,
Letitia Morris, Marvin Seals, Rodney Johnson, Roy McLeod, Anthony Atwater, and Miss Angela Pitts.
Any of these individuals associated with the Sovereign Construction Company?
No, Your Honor. These are all either victims or witnesses of the incident, and then Miss Angela Pitts is, of course, the individual who provided those tents.
Okay. Mr. Melnick?
Sorry, Judge. Good afternoon, Your Honor. Judge, I think that is a ridiculously high bond recommendation given the nature of these charges. We are not here to try this case, but what I will say is that Mr. Barnett absolutely was hired by a construction company, and I have the evidence that I can show to the solicitor's office to show that this incident took place on the property where the construction company had specifically asked him to engage in security to secure the property in question. I think the last conviction that we heard about from pretrial was from 2013. I will say there has been a history involving these stalking allegations. While Mr. Hightower characterized that as a dismissal from Cobb County involving these individuals that the solicitor, Ms. Mulcahy, I'm sorry, had mentioned. It was not a dismissal, it was an acquittal after a jury trial. Mr. Barnett was found not guilty of the alleged stalking in Cobb County. There is not a pretrial hold or a judicial hold on Mr. Barnett right now. Obviously, I know this is a case that has drawn some public consternation. Unfortunately, not all the facts and circumstances are being revealed and discussed. And I know, like I said, we're not here to try the case, but what Mr. Barnett was engaged in doing was done at the behest of a number of the people that actually were residing at this encampment. There were apparently some people that were engaged in activities that the other homeless individuals disapproved of. And that was why Mr. Barnett was trying to clear out some of the area and some of those individuals from this area.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand that at all. That is probably one of the vaguest sentences I've heard all day.
So basically, there were some homeless people who said there are other guys here,
Tell him, Judge,
who are bothering us. We want you to get rid of them. And so Mr. Barnett was just accommodating
people.
Judge Lau said, "Don't even play with me. Don't even play with me, Jonathan." Attorney John, don't play with me. Girl, look up here. You see this person? Miss Carrie? Miss Carrie even made a face, okay? And is this the go-to for all the criminals that don't want their faces seen? Because, sir, they got you right here on Fox 5 Atlanta. Sir, we see you at the conference table on your Zoom. So if you're trying to hide your face, baby, next time, don't be sitting at the conference table because we got you at the conference table, sir. Okay? They got you at the conference table, but we can hear much better on the Zoom. Okay.
Most people who said there are other guys here, other people here who are bothering us. We want you to get rid of them. And so Mr. Barnett was just accommodating
people who used Mr. Barnett.
It's not the same security people. Mr. Barnett was hired as security for the construction company.
But he's not security for the homeless people.
He is not security for the homeless people. That's correct.
But you're telling me that these unidentified homeless people used him as a strong arm to get rid of some other problematic homeless people?
Judge, I was retained on this case 24 hours ago. Obviously, I can't provide you names.
Okay, Melnick, that was some backpedaling. That is some backpedaling. So now you're using an excuse that you were hired 24 hours ago to explain your lack thereof detail and or foolish defense, sir.
Okay, and this is a case that's still under investigation, but Mr. Barnett was not willfully engaged in what he perceived to be the destruction of property with criminal intent. He was doing what other people had asked him to do.
And Your Honor, that open case that we mentioned, that aggravated stalking, is 22 SC.
No, I haven't.
Okay.
So, Your Honor, what I'm asking you to do is grant a total bond in the amount of $10,000 and just make it a condition of his bond that he stay away from the location. He doesn't want to go back to work for these people with the situation arising to the level that it has. And I did want to say it sounds. Obviously, whenever you hear about shots being fired, that's very concerning.
Oh, no,
Mr. adamantly denies that. He denies that is ever anything that he did. And what it sounds like from the recitation of facts that was provided by the state is that nobody can identify him as having ever shot a gun. But he will agree also as a condition of bond not to possess any firearms and to turn in any firearms that don't exist in the first place over to the state.
Okay.
The alleged use of a firearm is probably the fifth or sixth troubling factor in a litany of factors that I'm considering. On count one, criminal trespass, damage to property is going to be 20,000. Count two is 20,000. Count three is going to be 20,000. This is a $60,000 surety bond. No further contact with Roy McLeod, Shanika Dansby, Eric Scott, Letitia Morris. I think the next person is Morris Fields, Rodney Johnson, Anthony Atwater, and Angela Pitts. He is to stay away from all property where the Sovereign Cooper Construction Company operates. He's to not possess any weapons, no firearms. If he owns or possesses any firearms, they have to be surrendered to the authorities for destruction. He's not allowed to have them on his person, on his, in any vehicle he occupies, anywhere near him, or even in his residence. He does have that open 22 SC case, and yes, the DA's office did file a motion to revoke his bond, so that is pending right now. His next court date is going to be March 25th, and of course, he needs to stay 500 yards away from the property known as Old Wheat Street and Fort Street. So he cannot be anywhere near that intersection, 500 yards away.
Judge, when I looked, I'm sorry, I didn't interrupt whoever was talking.
No, I'm done. Go ahead.
Okay.
If you don't mind, please. We have Investigator Sauls here. She wanted to speak with you, Your Honor, really quick about something she wanted to talk.
Uh-oh.
I'm sorry, about what?
How you doing, Judge?
Investigator, could you give me a moment, please? Just one moment. Thank you. No problem. Okay. Go ahead, Mr. Melnick. What do you want to say?
When I looked his case up on the clerk of court's website, it said it was assigned to Judge Mather. So is that March 25th date?
No, March 25th is going to be on the SAP calendar, probably with Judge Morrow.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Judge.
All right. All right. Investigator, sorry, did you want to add anything?
Yes, ma'am. The city is asking that one of the.
Could I have you under oath?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you provide will be the truth to the best of your knowledge? Yes. Yes, ma'am.
The city is asking that one of the conditions of the bond be that he also stay, they're requesting that he stay about 1,000 feet away from the site of the encampment and the church.
What is that address?
I know it's Ebenezer Baptist Church. I'm not sure. It sits right in front of Wheat Street, though.
Okay, he's required to stay 500 yards away. So I'm sorry, guys, I do metric. So 1 yard is 3 feet. So what's that? 15,000 feet?
Yeah.
I put it with you.
Not 15,000 feet. That's the whole
Okay,
metro.
so yeah, he's gonna be required to stay
downtown.
500 yards away. That's the length of 5 football fields, and it includes the Ebenezer Church. Yeah, he cannot be anywhere near that location.
Copy that. Thank you, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Melnick, next
wait,
court date
hold on a
March
second,
25th,
guys.
unless he bonds out, then it'll be.
Let me see. Hold on. Let's flip over here for just a second because this view is giving a little bit of a key. So let's go over here. Here's the investigator, guys.
Do you want to add anything?
Yes, ma'am. The city is asking that one of the
Could I have you under oath?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you provide will be the truth to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
The city is asking that one of the conditions of the bond be that he also stay. They're requesting that he stay about 1,000 feet away from the site of the encampment and the church.
What is that address?
I know it's Ebenezer Baptist Church. I'm not sure. It sits right in front of Wheat Street, though.
Okay, he's required to stay 500 yards away. So I'm sorry, guys, I do metric. So 1 yard is 3 feet.
500 yards is 1,500 feet.
15,000 feet?
No, 1,500. My Jesus.
I put it with you.
3 feet in a yard,
Okay,
500 feet.
Yeah, he's gonna
Girl,
be required to stay 500
they need to
yards
do an
away. That's the
investigation
length
on
of
that.
5 football fields. And it includes the Ebenezer Church. Yeah, he cannot be anywhere near that location.
Copy that. Thank you, ma'am.
Copy that. Thank you, man. Okay. Okay. Female law enforcement in effect. Okay. Do we see all that?
All right, Mr.
Okay.
Melvin.
Let's finish up the Zoom.
Further noticed. Thank you. Okay, so was there anyone else who? Okay, so with
we still have position number 10, Ms. Martin.
oh yeah, any luck with that?
Okay. I think it's done.
Yeah.
You're
He's
done,
here?
sir.
Okay.
Step aside, Mr. Barnett. Okay, Mr. Barnett, you're done. Okay. I love seeing both
The
vantage
next
points.
court date is March 25th, unless he bonds out, then it'll be further noticed.
Oh, March 25th.
Thank
Gosh,
you.
so much work on March 25th.
Okay, so
325.
was there anyone else who?
Daniel.
Okay.
Yes,
So
ma'am. Stand by. Stand by. We still have position number 10, Ms. Martin.
Bolton.
Oh yeah. Any luck with that?
She's here.
He's here? Okay.
Okay. All right. That was okay, guys. Let's take this one down and we'll get back into or do you want me to let me show you this too real quick because then we don't have to. Should we do this? I'm trying to think. Should I put this in a different live? Hold on. Move along, Picasso. It was Da Vinci. They called him Da Vinci. You guys are too funny. Okay. Let's shut this one down. I do still have some other items to catch up with you guys on, but we can't do everything all at once, y'all. It's like, okay. Daniel, okay, we checked that off. Now there is one that you guys have asked me about, the guy Walter Jordan. I'm working on it, okay? I am working on it, okay? And then we had old Kelli today. Had to be making phone calls, girl. They researched her jail phone calls, okay? They got into her calls and baby, she was out of order, okay? If you missed the beginning of this update, go ahead and slide the bar back because sis out of order, okay? All right. We're going to shut this one down. Give me a minute and I'm going to pull up another one and we'll finish up. I don't know if we're going to do the rest of the tablet messages right now. Can we sit on the tablet messages and then we'll do the call? Or do you guys want to just go ahead and just finish up the tablet messages? We've got 30 minutes left on that. Very cute. And then we can get to the call later or tomorrow. It's up to you. We'll see. Let's see how far we can get because I do have a little bit of time. I have some time. Let's see what we can do. All right. Let's go ahead and shut this one down. If you've not hit the like button on this yet, would you please? Would you please? Okay. Let's get into it. Go ahead, hit the thumbs up for me. Much appreciated. The tablet messages are biting. Does that mean eating? They eat? We only have 30 minutes left on that, but yesterday we had a very special. You know how they say we have a very, very special guest. We had a special guest yesterday. If you don't know, baby, ask somebody, okay? Go to yesterday's live and get into it. That means you didn't watch. If you don't know, that means yesterday you did not watch and shame on you, okay? For shame, okay? If you don't know, girl, you better ask somebody, okay? Oh, woman he chose. Well, girl, you got some stuff to get caught up on, okay? Isn't that lucky? Don't you love when you have like something good to watch, like something good to catch up on? So, baby, yes. So we're not going to say anything. It'll be a surprise, but get into yesterday. I broke it down into chapters. So get into it and you will enjoy, okay? I promise. All right, let's go ahead and take this one. Go ahead and put this on down as a update. And then I got some more Because these Nesto lives are so long, it's hard to get to the other hot topics or just fun news stories that I think you guys are going to be interested in. So let's go ahead and take this one down. Um, Thank you for asking, sis. I appreciate that very much. You guys are so sweet. Ma'am has a little bit of a head cold. You know, the change of season. She's very sensitive to that. So she has a little bit of a head cold. Ma'am took some Dayquil and kept it. She drank a nice big tall glass of water. And I put some lemon in it. She drank it on down and she took some Dayquil. Okay. And I haven't heard a word. Also she packed her gym clothes, so she's got practice after school. So I think she's good. When she gets home today, you know, we're gonna go, you know, Tylenol, the miracle drug. Give her some Tylenol, a Benadryl as soon as she gets home, and then before bed she'll get her nighttime medication. I just try to, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're going for perfect attendance this year. She hasn't missed one day of school yet. So we're going for perfect attendance. But I'm the type of mom, all you got to do is tell me you don't want to go to school. She doesn't know that, but I do. If she would have got up this morning and said she didn't want to go, I would not make her go. But if she's making the effort, I'm gonna help her get out the door. You know what I'm saying? So, but really all she has to do is say, I don't want to go. And I would have let her stay home, stay in bed. But she got up, she got herself together, got her stuff packed up. So I took her on. So we'll see. I'm just trying to help her get there and you know, finish what she got to finish, you know, because we're almost done. The school year is almost over. Wow, that's awesome. Perfect attendance, 13 years. Well, we're going for perfect attendance in grade 8. She hasn't missed the 1 year when we did have COVID. That was like the most amount of school days she's ever missed, but that was obviously because we had COVID. I think she was out of school damn near almost 2 weeks, but into the second week she was doing her schoolwork again. But the first week we were down and out. We were all patients up in here. But yeah, her attendance is very good. And you know what I mean? I feel like it's just, you don't miss any work, right? If you stay caught up, you don't have to be busy all weekend doing work. Yes, I wanted to talk about that. We'll talk about that when we come back, when we're on Nesto topic. Okay. We will talk about that in just a minute. I have that actually pulled up. Thank you, Pasta Rossi. So yes. Okay, guys, I'm gonna pull this down and I will see you guys. Thank you so much, Boo. I appreciate you bubbling that up. Boom. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I will pull that up for you guys in just a second. Okay. I'm gonna take this one down and then we will get into Nesto. I was gonna put it in this one, but I'm like, no, let me just leave it these two and then we'll do Nesto all encompassing. Okay. I don't have anything on Chrissy Lampkin, sis. I just don't. I have not had a chance to, from the last live to this live to what I'm prepared. I haven't. If you find anything, can you let me know? Because I don't know what's going on with those two. I'm gonna be honest with you. From the last live, I don't know what those two are on. It just seems like there's a bunch of fake news that surrounds them, and I just haven't had a minute to get into it since the last live or period since we heard she had the baby. So just bear with me. You did look, send me an email, but we're not going to talk about that right now. I got to stay on track. We can talk about that tomorrow. We can get into it like tomorrow on Love Lies and Lace Fronts. Okay. Since she's a mommy now. Okay. Yeah, send it to me and we'll talk about it tomorrow morning on LX3. Okay. All right, guys. We'll keep it with the mom news. The mom news you can use. Okay. All right. Okay, guys.